In just about 3 hours, Mitt Romney will make the obvious official, and he will enter the race for president. He is the frontrunner right now among those who are actually in the race. But the CNN poll also found most Republicans have a positive reaction to him. But despite his numbers and his name recognition, his campaign money, and his business background, Romney seems to have an enthusiasm problem. Donald Trump talked to CNN's Piers Morgan about that.
Well, I don't know him at all. He seems not to resonate. When I got out, I was beating everybody, including him, in the polls. And it was sort of an interesting thing. He doesn't seem to resonate. I mean, he's been running for 4 years. He's been running really for 6 years and longer. And you would think that he'd be doing a lot better in the polls than he's doing right now.
Hugh Hewitt is a conservative radio host and a Romney supporter. He wrote a book called A Mormon in the White House. Welcome.
Hi, Carol. Good morning.
It's good to have you with us. I'm glad you're here because this is really interesting. Do you think Donald Trump is right?
No, I think Donald Trump talks to people. Every day I talk to millions of people, and there's quite a lot of enthusiasm for Romney. There's quite a lot of enthusiasm for each of the GOP candidates. Small correction, Carol, I haven't endorsed anyone yet, although I greatly admire Romney and Pawlenty and a number of others, and I don't think I will until the California primary. But I think that this assessment from the Donald is simply projection of his own ambition onto the race. Right now, Romney's got a very significant fundraising base, raised $10 million in one day, got a great network across the country, and most importantly, the worse the country's problems become, and they're pretty enormous right now, the better he looks because his record of turnaround is what he's going to be running on as a job creator and as someone who can solve very complicated problems.
One of the problems that he has now that he had in 2008 is his religion. Some Christian conservatives maybe won't vote for Romney because he's Mormon. I mean, is that still a problem, or has he overcome that?
You know, Carol, that's another one of those issues that exists within the sort of the Manhattan Beltway media elite. It's generally thrown out by reporters and pundits, yet it's not one of those issues I ran into when I wrote the book in 2007, when I've covered the last 5 years. And I think the presence of Governor Huntsman, the former governor of Utah and former ambassador to China, also a Mormon, is going to really make it difficult for people to use that canard again. Here's Romney's problem. He's got these problems: Palin, Pawlenty, and Perry, as well as John Huntsman. Other governors who have the same skill set that can make the same arguments about their capacity to lead. And I think what Romney will have to do is he's going to have to go back and illustrate all the companies he turned around, the 2002 Olympics, which he took over in 1999, what a disaster they were when he arrived and how he turned it around, how he balanced the budget in Massachusetts, how he fixed a great number of problems there. But he's going to be making the same argument about the ability to solve the problem set that President Obama is creating and is magnifying.
Well,
how to get rid of Obamacare.
Well, let me ask you about how to get rid of Obamacare. But the president even thanks Mitt Romney for creating the model for the so-called Obamacare. So how does Mitt Romney get over the fact that he instituted a similar plan in the state of Massachusetts when he was governor?
You know, facts are stubborn things, Carol. I think that's what he's going to have to argue. I debated this with Ryan Lizza of The New Yorker on my program Tuesday for an hour. The transcript's over at hughhewitt.com. The president likes to say that because the president's trying to shift blame from Obamacare to somebody else. But Mitt Romney didn't raise any taxes. Mitt Romney didn't cut services to seniors like Obamacare did.
But a lot of Republicans don't like that plan in Massachusetts. They don't like it.
Well, again, a lot of Republicans do. Some Republicans prefer not to have individual mandates on the libertarian side of the wing. But I'll say this, 4 years ago, Carol, when the plan was in place, in all of those debates the Republicans had, not one Republican criticized the individual mandate or Romney Care, because at the state level, where states have the police power, as opposed to at the federal level where they don't, mandates are common. You might not like a particular one, but there's a mandate that kids have to go to school, public, private, or at home. There's a mandate that you get vaccines. There's a mandate that you get a business license. Mandates at the state level are not the problem that Obamacare is, which is an onerous, job-destroying blob that is crushing the economy in the United States. So I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how this opinion set among the Manhattan Beltway media is really not the issues that are going to drive Iowa, New Hampshire, Florida. And when Romney won last time around in Michigan and in Colorado and Nevada, they weren't talking about the mandates. They were talking about who can create jobs. It'll be a good, interesting debate for all of the Republican governors.
It will indeed. Thank you, Hugh Hewitt, for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.